Similarly different. Similarly different. Similarly different. Similar different. Man, that's a weird title. Hey, it's Dragon Keeper 96600, and welcome to this reaction vid for episode 22, Transformers Robots of Disguise, similarly different. It's hard to say, but I've got the episode queued up. So, let's start. We're on kisscartoon.me. Please work. And we're live and going. Yes, thank you. Snoring. Great way to start off any episode. You sleep in your clothes?
Really?
Get some pajamas for this kid. No wonder he wanted to live with his mom. Anyway. Still hear it in here. You guys ever seen, like, the Goofy movie? There's that scene where Max is, like, sitting awake in the car where his dad and Bigfoot are snoring really loudly, and he's just, like, has his eyes wide open. Just like that.
Breakfast is served!
Dad, so...
And it's happy to see ya!
all night.
Boy, we haven't
and
eaten smiley eggs
the
since,
two
like, the
of us
first
living in
episode.
the same trailer, it's not ideal.
It's not ideal. This kid is 12.
I'll build you the coolest pad ever! Right next to the trailer. We can be neighbors!
It'll be totally safe!
We're going together and...
No way! Let me do this solo. I owe it to you.
For my sleep apnea.
Fully unset stubbornness in Denny Clay.
Me too. He's going to build me my own place to live and says it's going to be the coolest ever.
That sounds...
How lame, right?
No kidding.
I like the row of little retro robots in the shop behind them. So cute.
There's nothing to report. I report more nothing to report later.
I saw a Robin earlier.
I miss smashing stuff just for fun.
That's what got you in prison, you maniac.
Not smashing stuff.
You could step on ants for fun. Hey, Chop Shop! No, you are not a construction vehicle. Oh dear.
Oh, scrap.
Catch the billboard! It's a brand new game. Catch it in your teeth. Like a doggy. That's Grimlock's emotional turmoil for this episode. I miss smashing stuff for fun. Remember an animated book had smashed stuff by accident? And, like, people fled in the streets because of it. Grimlock wishes he could be that. Is this where you wanted the swimming pool, bro? He's got a hammer tail.
Oh.
Another Dinobot? Do you know him?
That's some grade A smashing.
Another Dinobot? Sup?
Sup!
I'm Scowl. This
Me, Scowl,
is
say
the
sup!
Freedom feels so good after all those years on that.
Look at that little, like, prancy thing.
Joining the Smash Fest, Grimlock?
Like here in Lady and the
After
Tramp.
all, what good is a Dinobot if he's not smashing stuff?
Well, looks like this arena's getting torn down anyway. We'd actually be
Save
doing
people
the
some
cool
work.
favor. People be so impressed.
That's what George Lucas thought when he blew up all those redwood trees. They were gonna be cut down anyway. Episode 6. I've been to the place where they filmed that. It's a cool place. Big trees.
Hey! Here's your new pad, buddy. Roof leaks like a strainer, but the AM radio's clear as day. Yep.
Also, the electrical wiring is wow. Do not shower in there. Just buy a face mask, Dad.
Oh, that hit the spot.
That was just a warm-up. Let's you and me smash this lousy planet to splinters.
Well, Scout. The thing is, I kinda have to arrest you now.
What? Just as much
How
destroying
awkward.
as I did.
Yeah, but you and a bunch of Decepticons escaped the prison ship, and I'm working with some Autobot buddies to round you all up.
Working with you are an Autobot.
Hey,
The symbol?
I'm not a bad bot. I just like smashing. Come on, Grim. You know how.
I have an addiction! Why won't you understand my needs?
If I let you go, do you promise you won't put any living creatures in danger?
You mean the little screamers they have on this planet?
You have to promise.
I promise. I promise.
It's cool, brah. Don't get so head up about human life. Shaw.
Thanks, Grim.
Oh, he's
You're
cute.
a true dino.
Dinobots build a whole culture on smashing stuff. They have their own planet, they erect statues of themselves and then break them. And then build them up again and break them. It's a vicious cycle, but they're into it. Once again, the B plot doesn't seem to have anything to do with the A plot. To the point where I can't tell which is which.
Now this is Danny style.
Oh boy.
Back
Skip,
from
skip.
Solo patrol, and I did not see one filthy Decepticon. No, sir, nope.
Okay, who'd you see?
Another uneventful patrol. Huh, maybe we're running out of Decepticons.
Maybe.
A couple hundred were at large. If you're run out already, you must have done a lot of off-screen capturing.
And or smashing of any kind.
Or the Decepticons just combusted as soon as they stepped away from their pods, I don't
Signal in
know.
the woods, near the old demolition derby arena.
Grim, wasn't that right where you were patrolling?
Was it?
It took Fix-It saying, there was someone there for them to get
Not
suspicious
smashing stuff.
of the terrible lying.
I saw another Dinobot, and I let him go.
You let an escaped criminal roam free?
Scowl was not hurting anyone. He was just smashing. That's what Dinobots do. I bet he's just completely innocent.
And they also pose for tourists at Jurassic World and then eat them. Yeah, I probably should have looked him up before you let him run. They should, like, have little copies of the Alcamore
The database says this
database
Scowl
with them.
worked for Thunderhoof. He was a wrecker,
Oh, no.
destroying the homes of bots who wouldn't vacate after Thunderhoof stole the land they sat on.
Scrap.
This is one of
hopefully
Thunderhoof's
Scowl
boys?
hasn't hooked up with Thunderhoof yet.
But if he has, maybe Scowl can lead us to the rest of Steeljaw's pack.
We could have followed them last episode, but
I won't let you down.
22-minute time limit, our hands were
Hope
tied.
not, Grim. Okay, Autobots, let's wreck and roll.
No, when they say wrecker, do they mean wrecker in the same way, like Bulkhead was a wrecker?
That's what we do.
Or is it wrecker as in he just had a wrecking ball?
Fine.
Did he swing on it like Miley Cyrus? Because I need that. I came in like a Dinobot.
And we have an important mission too.
Support the team by monitoring their progress from the command center?
Fuck the team!
Getting inside that RV and finding out just how bad Denny's style's gonna be.
Is that really as important as...
They find Denny in there dancing like a horse. Like he's riding a horse, sorry.
Still
Not like he
think
is a
Scowl's
horse.
a bad bot. What if I take him under my claw?
He worked for Thunderhoof! He's with the Mafia!
Minotaur.
Mentor. And I don't think that's a good idea, Grimlock. Based on his rap sheet, Scowl seems unlikely to change his ways anytime soon.
His name is Scowl. I mean, it's totally a bad guy name.
Besides, mentorship is not without its difficulties.
It's a difficulty of naming on
I think your master
Cybertron.
was speaking about you, Slipstream. Clearly, he was speaking about you, Jetstorm.
Grimlock.
Slipstream, why do we have the same
I fought
voice?
to make you a part
I
of this
ain't
team,
rightly
remember?
sure, Jetstorm.
Scowl is not like you. He's a violent criminal.
He's my buddy. He won't hurt anyone.
If I talk to someone for 2 minutes, they are my friend. Skyfire rules.
Traitor!
Hey, buddy.
Hey, guy who hit me with a hammer without provocation. Buddy.
Dino you are. I thought we were pals. I thought we had a deal.
Wait, Scowl.
I thought we had smashing. If smashing is not sacred, I don't know what I believe in.
I do not believe that Decepticon would be receptive to a Minotaur.
Mentor. Might be receptive Minotaur. Dude, what if there was a Minotaur Decepticon? We need more Decepticons based on mythological creatures.
I want to do for Russell on my own.
Keep trying, keep trying.
It is useless, Russell.
If you can't get in
Russell
there,
Clay?
I'm gonna be stuck
Why does he
with
only call
all
Denny by
my
his first and last
father's
name?
favorite things. 8-track tapes, flowered wallpaper.
Shag carpet? It's too horrible to even imagine, and I don't even know what those things are.
My God, people will die. Well, they won't actually fix it. It's not that serious, but shouldn't you discuss the pad with your kid? I mean, this is for your kid. Sorry, can't hear you. Arachnid voice.
Up there.
That's the choo-choo we're gonna ride.
Wow, Grim. Are all Dinobots this good at camouflage?
Let's make this quick.
I will stomp you? No, that was a Boy Scout bus. All that luggage. Oh, and the boys, I guess. I'm just gonna get up here. Hope you guys don't mind. You guys can jump really high.
Under arrest for unlawful. No, I'm over arrest. I kept my promise.
Well, that doesn't make any sense. Over arrest is not a
This
phrase.
place has any screamers?
Humans use this place every day.
Well, they
And you just broke their bus.
more.
I don't have to kill people. I just need to make life incredibly difficult for them. Oh, and indirectly kill people.
There's a train coming.
Good thing there are no people waiting for the train.
That'll happen.
Again, it comes to holding up things.
Doesn't have to be like this. Imagine using all your smashing to do good stuff. Maybe even help bring in bad guys like I do. Doesn't that sound great?
No.
That sounds boring. I smash what I want, when I want, and I ain't stopping for no.
Well, no. You did what Thunderhoof told you to.
Do you even remember what it's like to be a Dinobot, Grimlock?
I am a Dinobot.
You see the teeth? I beat up a gorilla. That's basically the thing you need to do to qualify as a Dinobot. A gorilla scowl. Allegedly a gorilla.
When I'm finished with you,
Bruh.
I'll find something bigger to smash.
Dude.
Maybe there'll be some little screamers in it, and I won't even care.
Starscream looks up like, yes?
It's too badly damaged.
Well,
Final train of the day, now arriving.
stop it. Like trying to hold up what's basically a wet biscuit.
We have to knock down the remaining sections.
You know, I'm a little concerned if this is our,
There's not enough track?
Yes. So we need to make a new one.
Anyway, I'm a little concerned about the building standards. If it's that easy to just... Like, you could lick this bridge and it would crumble.
Grim, we need you.
Oh, Bumblebee, finally!
Oh, soft, Grimlock. Guess I'll have to do enough smashing for 2 Dinobots.
Smash is my favorite word. Smashy, smash, smash. You know, aren't there any Dinobots into knitting?
Single file. We have
Or
to catch the
poetry?
train.
Or stories about petro rabbits? Short train. Whoa, whoa, what the fuck? What the fuck's happening? Oh my god, oh god. Why?
Attention. This station is under emergency repair. The train is being redirected to its previous stop.
What? No! I'm running from the crazy guy on the last stop who was trying to sell me magazines and crappy poetry.
Not there.
Fucking...
I'm guessing he might have gone that way, sir.
Hey, he has the same method of travel as you. Just push over shit. I'm gonna smash this water. No, that'll be difficult.
These little screamers are so weird.
What are they doing?
Hey, Dad, I've been hearing a lot of swear words coming from in there, and I was wondering...
Okay, so...
Could you teach me other magical words?
One-man job, but I'm getting there. And it's gonna be sweet! And best of all... it's gonna have...
a complete sentence.
a rooftop entertainment center! Ta-da!
It actually is pretty sweet.
Wait, you hear that? Whoops. A bunch of, like, live mice start crawling out of it.
Oh.
Dad?
I'm sorry, son. I'm a failure at Extreme RV Makeover. I wanted to do something awesome for you since I wasn't there as much as I would have liked when you were a kid.
Whoa, heavy.
Dad, what's important is the time we're spending together now. You know?
The time that I was dreading, but I'm now into because there are giant robots here.
So I guess that
Oh,
means
and
we're
you're cool
building
too, I
this
guess.
Together. And you know what it's gonna be?
Oh,
Blast and a half!
Oh! So, secret blown? Maybe? Oh, they'll probably forget about it in 5 seconds. These humans have the attention span of goldfish. Yeah, okay.
Strong arm, drift, split up and keep Scowl.
Fuck your relaxation!
With me.
You and your steam ear cleaning can go to hell. And you, fish therapy station.
Scowl's being seen by way too many humans. I have an idea.
Go for it.
Wait, I want to know what it is first.
Please exit the spa. A rare kangaroo has escaped from the exotic animal park.
A kangaroo?
Kangaroo is a dinosaur, right? Go to so much hell, Sideswipe.
Pupils. Stealth is of the
I love the one person who screamed after he said a kangaroo. Kangaroo? I thought it was just a giant robot dinosaur. But now I find out it's a kangaroo? This is my worst fear. It's water.
Apologies for our outburst, Master. We shall immediately return to stealthiness.
Do. For the quieter we are, the more likely we will be to hear.
You know, Drift's world sometimes extends like an inch past his head. Like, alert is my baseline function, walks into things.
Now, Scowl. Before you make me do something you're gonna regret.
Bitch.
That's my line.
It was a cool line, I wish I thought of it. Scowl suplexes Grimlock just because he can. Why'd the screen go black? That was dumb.
Huh?
Drift jumps in and joins them. Kangaroos cannot bother me when I'm zenning. Is that Carl having a psychotic episode again? He's always doing that. He better not be breaking the Ming vases.
Autobots, converge on the main entrance.
Just like an Autobot, taking the hits for some little screamers.
Okay, stop calling us screamers. It's getting concerning. When I was a kid and I told my friend that in Transformers Starscream sometimes those screamers, she looked at me like I said something really weird, but I didn't know what a screamer was. So I asked my other friend, and she defined it for me in really clinical terms. It's like, oh, that's what it is. Like, she didn't hesitate. She was just like, a screamer is someone who expresses themselves vocally during sex. Like, as soon as I asked, I'm like, oh, okay. Thanks. I no longer have any questions. Well, I have a few, but not about that.
Okay. You're right. What am I doing this for, Scowl? Do I think these little screamers are ever gonna thank me? It's a lot easier.
And again, they're doing the fake out where they think, where they're protecting, they're pretending to defect to the Decepticons' way of thinking. I thought we were done with these repeating cliches.
Big guy, get up here and give me a tail 5.
All I want is a friend who thinks exactly the way that I do. Psych! Our big ball fountain!
Just because something's easy.
A tear rolls down his eye. I thought we were friends.
That doesn't make it right.
Nice capture, Grim.
Miraculously, no one died.
I know you just wanted to help Scowl.
Really wish I could have.
I mean, they were able to help Grimlock.
Who doesn't want to be helped?
When did you get so smart?
This morning!
Well then, if my scan is correct, it's the coolest pad ever!
I scanned for maximum coolness. Oh, hey.
No wallpaper, no shag carpet. It's everything I could have wanted. And
More.
But Dad, you forgot one
All you
thing.
ever wanted and more.
This.
Don't touch my disco ball, you little twerp! Don't you know, kid? Disco's dead. It's been dead since way before you were born. Why am I banging my head? Oh god, I hate myself. Then Thunderhoof slides in and starts singing Far From Over. I am done, but I am far from over. Look it up, folks. It was sung by Thunderhoof's voice actor.
What exactly did we miss?
The humans have gone stupid. Okay, so that was similarly different. Pretty enjoyable. I feel like this episode felt less big to me, even though the last episode was like more poorly written, because this episode just had one Dinobot that we were meeting for the first time instead of, you know, in Lockout where we were with a bunch of Decepticons that we were familiar with and liked. But still, Scowl isn't the most original villain, but I do like the arc of Dinobot trying to do for someone else what Bumblebee's team was able to do for him and ultimately failing, because not everybody will change. Everybody can change. It's just that not everybody will. And I like that this episode was able to tackle that. What it takes a lot of shows a lot more time to say. Like, past cartoons and past Transformer shows have had the poison friend trope. But this is the first one where, like the way it was done in animated was like when Bulkhead was hanging out with the Constructicons and they turned out to be bad, he didn't think that he could change them. He just had like a I was wrong about you moment. Whereas Grimlock actually tried like, well, maybe he seemed friendly to me, so like maybe I can get him to like improve or like, you know, show him a better way. But, you know, you can't lead a horse to water. And sometimes you can't even do that. So, you know, it's kind of sad, but it's, you know, it's a kind of a good message. I can't talk today. But it is a good message. And a spa is a creative location for a Transformers episode. I still think that they should just blow the secret and be done with it. I know that would change the whole dynamic of the show, but at this point, I feel like they have very little choice if they want to avoid being any more ridiculous. But maybe that ship has sailed. Regardless, that was similarly different. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you soon. Hi guys, you just watched my reaction vid for episode 22 of Transformers Robots in the Sky, titled Similarly Different. Now that the episode has ended, I want to address something that a viewer of mine asked me earlier this week. On Thursday, a user by the name of Chaos Prime asked me to basically try to explain the Align continuity. Now, that's a tall order considering that Hasbro doesn't seem to be able to explain the Align continuity. But the reason they asked is because, as you might remember, Kickback appeared in the last episode, Lockout. And they informed me that Kickback was supposed to be the same person as in Fall of Cybertron, because Kickback was in that game too. And I looked them up, and they didn't look similar or have similar personalities, and in fact have separate pages on TF Wiki, which not every Aligned character does. I know on Starscream's page, for instance, all of his like War for Cybertron stuff is on the same page as his Prime stuff. But so I informed them that Kickback was not the same person in both the video games and the show, but was in fact two different Kickbacks. And they asked me to explain how that could be. And I feel like this is a question that doesn't have a clear official answer, because like Hasbro intended one thing and the fans and the works themselves portrayed a different thing. But basically, what the Aligned continuity is Hasbro's plan of trying to redo what Transformers fiction is expected to do. And what I mean by that is basically the Aligned continuity has been going since about 2010 with the Prime cartoon and War for Cybertron. Now, it's 2016. That's a 6-year difference between then and now. And we're still in the Aligned continuity. We're in a direct sequel to Prime, and as far as I know, the video games are still coming out. Maybe they haven't, because the last game was Transformers Civilization. But anyway, the thing is, we haven't had a reboot. Now, before this, Transformers has pretty much been rebooting pretty much every 2 years. And to put that in perspective, think back to 2007. That was the year Animated came out, right? So 6 years before that was 2001. That was when Car Robots was on TV. Yeah, that's how fast the turnover between shows used to be. And pretty much staying on the same continuity like we've been doing is an insanity. Like, Transformers just hasn't been doing that. It's pretty much a new thing for just this decade. And the reason for that is Hasbro the original idea behind the Aligned continuity was to put together, I'm sorry if I'm redoing history, reviewing history that you guys already know, but I feel like I have to start at the beginning with this. Hasbro basically wanted to put together a continuity that was meant to be sort of an amalgamation of all previous continuities. So, like, you have the Mini-Cons from the Unicron trilogy, and, like, the Allspark from Animated in the films, and the Well of Allsparks from Beast War, and, like, all this stuff. And they wanted, it's basically a mega continuity that combined elements of all the others. Now, it doesn't mean every other show is canon to Aligned, because that's frankly impossible. But it just means that this is supposed to be like the definitive, like, this is true for Transformers at its base. And so basically the idea was supposed to be that everything that comes out post-2010 is supposed to be part of one continuity. That was the original idea. But it couldn't really follow through because it's just too big. Like, the Prime cartoon and the video games and the comics all have different teams working on each of those projects. And they all have different ideas of what they want their stories to be, and they don't communicate with each other. So probably Prime and War for Cybertron started off with the same basic ideas. Optimus and Megatron have the same backstory. Bumblebee lost his voice the same way in both the video games and the show, and basic other details are the same, but other details are different and kept getting more different as time went on. Like, right down to the voice actors. In the video game, War for Cybertron, Bumblebee is voiced by Johnny Young Bosch, whereas in Prime and Robots in Disguise, he's voiced by Wolf Friedle. And, there are lots of other examples like that. And, the way I choose to think of it is that the Aligned continuity is basically a bunch of different universes that are all tied together through similar themes and had the same starting point. The starting point being the war between Primus and Unicron and the creation of the 13. That is supposed to be the same for every version of the Aligned continuity, to the point where you pretty much the original, those 13 are supposed to be the same, even though, like, it's a different Optimus between Prime and the Fall of Cybertron. The 13 are the same 13. It used to be, before the Aligned continuity, that the 13 were, like, the same individuals in all the continuities. Whoops, that fell. So, like, the Fallen in the film was the same as the Fallen in the G1 comic and stuff like that. And they were just supposed to, like, hop between universes, or maybe all had the same starting point that branched off in a quantum theory kind of thing. But in Aligned is its own separate thing. So the 13 in Aligned are not the same as the 13 in all the rest of every other show and comic ever. So yeah, they sort of consider the Align to be its own separate branch, and it's referred to on TF Wiki as a continuity family. So what that basically means is that a lot of elements of the same, like, I choose to think of it this way. The G1 Starscream that's in the, like, All Hail Megatron comic is not the same G1 Starscream as is in the cartoon. Both are G1 Starscream, but they have very different personalities and different events happen to them. And that's pretty much what's going on with Aligned. Like, the Optimus in Aligned is not the same. The Optimus in Prime and Robots in Disguise is not the same as the Optimus in War for Cybertron. Have similar names, same backstory, but the story branched out in different points from the same starting point. So, this is really complicated, and I might have lost some of you a few times, but I hope that helps clear it up a little bit. Like I said, this is murky stuff. Even Hasbro cannot give a satisfactory answer, and even the starting point of the 13 is shaky because exactly what the backstory is for the 13 depends itself on which text you're looking at. So, but basically, when we talk about the Align, we talk about like a set of ideas or facts and not necessarily a specific story or character. So, hard stuff to fathom. If you don't care about it, don't worry about it. This is like a super nerd speech that I just gave. But since someone asked, I felt like maybe I should give my own perspective on what I think the distinction between continuities is. Multiverse theory with regards to any fiction is a beast. And this is stuff that you can kind of turn around in your head for days on end and not get anywhere. But I hope I at least help to maybe clear some things up, or at least to convince you that it's not worth worrying about. one of those two things. But anyway, we're back next week with the next episode of Robots in Disguise and Combiner Wars after that. So really looking forward to that. It's Dragonkeeper 9600 signing off.